Hey guys, welcome back to LegitStreetCars. My name is Alex, and I've been working on this video for a few months. Every so often, I check out cars at my local Copart lot, and each time I grab some footage of interesting cars. Like you, I'm always curious as to what these things actually sell for, so I've waited to release this video so I can give you exact figures on some of the cars, including the Lambo and GT3 you're about to see, and wait till you hear what the GT3 sounds like. It's amazing. I've included some cool mechanical totals and vandalism cars too, so sit back, grab a cold pop, a shot of whiskey, or whatever you're into, and enjoy the show. Oh, and hit that like and subscribe button. It's totally free, and it really helps the channel. 2007 W211, this is the first year of the facelift, a nice looking car. I believe it's a 4MATIC, 139,000 miles. Looks pretty good from a few feet away, but someone dug deep into the paint. Pretty much every panel on this car has been keyed, and that's it. The rest of the car looks to be in really nice shape. It's not wrecked, it's just simply been keyed. So this was most likely quoted as needing an entire new paint job, and that's enough to total a car of this age. So if you have any skill with painting, if you just need an around town kind of normal everyday driver and you're okay with just using some touch-up paint on this and whatever, this is a good car to buy. It's got keyless go, and look at this interior with the nice wood grain steering wheel. You can see the push button start. So not a bad car at all. And this is a run and drive vehicle. This could be a fantastic deal for someone, especially if you're okay with living with a little bit of key mark damage. Decent tires on here as well. So in my eyes, if you could pick this up for like $2,000, phenomenal deal. Now, phenomenal deals aren't only found at the salvage auction. Check out the price of the battery you'd need if you bought this E350, $244. Ouch. But we have Honey, so at checkout, the dancing coin dude did his dance and saved us a whopping $55 automatically. The yellow Firebird guy may have caught the sledgehammer wielding vandal with a nice dash cam, and with Honey, he'd save $25 too. Honey is a totally free web browser extension that saves us money by automatically searching for the internet's best coupon codes, and it installs in just 2 clicks, one here, and you're done. Honey works on thousands of popular online stores that we all use, like eBay, Amazon, Advanced Auto, Staples, and Walmart. So there's literally no reason not to join Honey today. Just go to joinhoney.com/legitstreetcars or simply click on my link in the video description box. Big thanks to Honey for being a continued sponsor. Why am I still wearing this vest? I'm at home now. So this is the corner of the Copart lot that had the Rolls-Royce Cullinan when I did my last auction video. Sam also featured that in his video. And this area of Copart really never fails us with awesome cars. So we have a newer 911 GT3. It has obviously been wrecked, but this thing will start with that jumper pack hooked up. I haven't tried this yet, but they say it will start, and it had an awesome aftermarket exhaust on it. Supposedly, this thing is really, really loud, and I've never started one of these. Okay, the cable wasn't on there. Good enough. Here we go. Whoa. Oh yeah, she's alive. Wow, this thing is super loud. All right, let's give it a little bit. Yes, sounds so good. Wow, what a shame. Take a look at the damage. So obviously got hit right here in the front left. I mean, we definitely have some frame damage going on here. This stuff all right here has been kind of crumpled. This is gonna take a ton of work, a ton of money to get back together, but I do believe someone will buy this car. It's just too valuable. Look at this, we snapped a control arm off right here. This is the condenser, is kind of destroyed, but man, what a beautiful car. Let's just pretend that it's not wrecked by looking at it from this angle right here. Yes, and there she is, a 1967 Firebird convertible. This is a car that I really want. You guys know I love my Pontiacs. My first car was an '88 Trans Am GTA, and in the pictures, it looks like it was freshly restored recently or just really well kept, but it was totaled out due to vandalism. It looks like someone took a baseball bat, possibly a sledgehammer, to almost every panel. So we have a little paint chip here. That is no big deal. And here we go. So this is a massive dent right here on the fender, but here they hit right here, and obviously they have this thing wrapped. It's a convertible, so it doesn't get wet, but I'll show you some of the interior from the auction pictures, and the interior looks to be really nice, except they smashed the steering wheel. They broke out some really nice Dakota digital gauges, and then we have a windshield you guys can probably see is smashed in. Some of it's sticking out right here. The paint looks to be nice. Definitely a repaint, but a good quality job from what I can tell so far. And this is the bad stuff. This is what I'm worried about. So on the quarter panel, they of course smashed that in as well. Whoever did this to the car knew all of the good spots to make sure that this thing was totally destroyed. Look at this body line right here, sledgehammer or whatever right here. That would be a pain to pull out, but luckily these old cars, they're really strong, solid metal. They're not aluminum, so this can be fixed. Keeps on getting worse and worse. Look at this. This is massive right here. So not good, not good. And we have one here. And hang on a second. This is why it's really nice to be able to see a car in person, because in the pictures this just looks like a normal, you know, hammer or sledge hit. But there's weld in here. It's been welded here. It's been tacked here. And there's an actual panel. This is like another layer of a panel on top of the quarter. So they might have partially replaced the quarter on this at some point. Not the end of the world. A lot of these cars that have been restored have had patch panels and panel replacements and whatnot, but that's something nice to see in person. This mirror is smashed out here. It's got some Kragers. I'd prefer the original wheels. And this is a 326 Pontiac engine car, and from the looks of it in the listing, it looks to be the original engine. So let's take a look underneath. And yeah, it looks really nice under here. Look at the exhaust, the headers. Look to be brand new, and I like to look at these pinch weld areas here for rust and whatnot. These look to be in fantastic condition. Our brake and fuel lines are not rusted and rotted out. We have a newer looking gas tank. The rear end looks to have been painted and undercoated. Yeah, I think this was a pretty nice restoration job on this Firebird, and unfortunately someone hated whoever owned this car. Why? Why did you have to do it to this one? I'm sure they had a totally normal daily driver that you could have destroyed in anger instead of this one. This is such a shame. You don't see many of the first generation Firebirds around. This is the first year of the Firebird and the Camaro. This is such a classic. So let me know in the comment section, guys, what do you think this car is worth? From my research, clean title, not all smashed up with a sledgehammer. It's worth in the low 20s. So I'd imagine this have to go for under 10 for it to make any sense, because you figure it's going to need a complete paint job. You can't spot paint 8 different marks on the car and have it match. SRT10 Viper. It's been kind of tweaked. You can see this wheel is bent in. Some damage to that door. And a piece of wood. A piece of wood. This is what did it in. Is somehow lodged in the back. That makes sense. Sometimes at the auction lot, all you can do is hope that it was just the driver in the vehicle. Take a look at this Lincoln. I mean, it seriously, it looks like a train hit it. This is completely insane. This thing was T-boned by something big, something heavy, and just smushed in the entire car. That is really, really sad. Mechanically totaled vehicles obviously also interest me because I'm a mechanic. This A7 right here looks to be perfect. It hasn't been in any kind of accident. The body looks great. I think it has 80,000 miles on it or something, but it's been mechanically totaled out. That's all they tell you, so you don't really have any idea what's wrong with it. But we have power, which is a good sign. So, ooh, someone definitely is a smoker and not tobacco. This thing reeks. Oh my gosh. All right, so let's see here. We got a start button right down here. Oh, do you guys hear that? It's got like no compression. Yeah, So it doesn't look like anything's been disassembled, but something let loose in this engine. It sounds like there's no compression. It could have a timing chain issue as well. Who knows? But this has been mechanically totaled out. I would just assume the worst on this one, that it needs an entire new engine, and bid accordingly. Got a little baby GLC AMG. It's a little toasty. Look at all the plastic. Just gets obliterated. And let's see on the interior. Yeah, she is done. This will get parted out for the few parts that are still good on it, and it'll get crushed. Here's another mechanically totaled vehicle. It's a 2018 SQ5, so a very fast little Audi SUV. And it almost looks like the engine's out of it. Look at how high up the suspension is, but the rest of the vehicle looks really nice. And this is listed as a runner, but not a driver. So I don't know, when I see suspect things like that, you gotta always look into it a little bit more. I don't like to just fire cars up that are sitting at the auction. And this thing has power, and it has keys. Let's see if it's got an engine. And it has an engine. So we should be able to fire this thing off. Let's just take a look under here. Make sure there's any kind of damage going on. Yeah, right there I can see that is probably the heat exchanger or the intercooler, however they do it on this. And, okay, what is going on here? We have some smashed up stuff and some oil leaking. Hang on a second. All right, well, I'm glad I didn't try and start this one. What you're looking at in there is the actual engine. So there was damage done to the lower oil pan, which is right here. And yeah, this has a separate upper oil pan, a replaceable upper oil pan that's aluminum that has completely cracked off from whatever they hit in the road. So this has definitely dumped all of the engine oil out. We have some other undercarriage damage back there as well. So this thing has power. It almost looks like it doesn't have an engine in it from the suspension travel right here. Look at that. But it has just been totaled out because it probably needs an entire new engine, and on a vehicle this new, it's probably a lot of money. Now, you can't get final sale price information directly on the auction website, so I use autoauctions.io, and I'll leave a link down below, but I start all my auction car searches on this site because you can search the inventory of most of the auctions in one place, and it allows you to research things like who's selling the car, if it's been sold at auction before, and of course you can research how much specific models are actually selling for. Don't bid on an auction car without getting one of these reports. They can save you a ton of money and a lot of headache. We have two very interesting Maseratis. This is a burn Maserati that I've been watching for months that I want to take a gamble on. I'll show it to you in a minute. It doesn't look burned at all. But this one was totaled out due to vandalism. A 2018 with 16,000 miles. And in the pictures, I really couldn't figure out why this was totaled out. It looks totally fine. The only thing that we can see is that it's definitely had a windshield. They put the tape on the windshield when they get done replacing it. But other than that, it doesn't look keyed. The whole body looks to be in excellent condition. It's practically a brand new car with no accident damage, with nothing, no dents on it. Let's see, the roof is totally fine. And it is listed as a run and drive as well. Sometimes these are totaled out because the interiors are all cut up, and this one so far looks to be really nice. Look at this. So some stuff's been taken apart here. Not exactly sure why. I don't see anything wrong with it at all. Kind of a little bit of a mystery. God, I will say this. These tires look extremely dry rotted out for just being like 2 years old. So that's a little weird. Maybe this was a theft recovery, and those aren't the factory wheels. The tires do not match a 16,000 mile car, and in the rear, they're not matching at all. These are nittos back here. So maybe this was a theft recovery job. That could explain why it was taken apart on the inside and they put some of it back together. I'm not sure. That's my only idea here. Let me know in the comment section why you think this was totaled out for vandalism. But take a look at this. This is a 2014. It's in this crazy purple color. It looks pretty cool, and it was totaled out due to a burn. So let's see if we can find any kind of indication that this thing was burned. And in the pictures, I didn't see anything at all. So let's see the interior. Nothing in the back and nothing in the front. Sometimes the entire dash is melted and it looks totally fine on the outside. It smells perfect in here. But take a look at this. Take a look at this. I popped the hood and I found it. This is why this car was totaled out. This is the wiper motor, and it looks like the wiper motor must have caught on fire, or at least something in this general area, and it toasted some of the harness. The engine harness is a little crispy and destroyed, but other than that, it looks like it needs, you know, basically your cowl, obviously your wiper motor, and a bunch of wiring repairs, but this is listed as a run and drive as well, and it was totaled out due to this fire, 33,000 miles. So I'm watching this one. I'm very curious to see how much this is bid up, because the word burn scares pretty much everybody. These Maseratis aren't the best cars ever made, that is for sure, but if it's the right price, you can still make a little bit of money flipping one of these. So obviously not totaled out due to vandalism, but we have a Ferrari 488. Look at the brakes on this thing. That took a pretty decent hit here in the front end, broke off some of the suspension. Who knows if there's frame damage. This rail actually looks to be in pretty good condition, but it broke off this bracket here. We have a tie rod broken off. We have the spindle is definitely pretty messed up. And then, God, moving on. This windshield alone is probably 5 G's. Airbags have blown off. This is definitely going to be a big time job for someone, but it will be rebuilt. This car is very valuable nonetheless, and this engine definitely helps out. For all you video game lovers out there, this is a Call of Duty edition Jeep Wrangler, a 2015 Jeep Wrangler. It was totaled out due to vandalism. It's an insurance car. It's listed as a run and drive, and from looking at the pictures online, I could not figure out why this was totaled out. I have no idea what this is. Look at this. This is really weird. It's like some kind of chalk. Kind of looks a little rusty in some areas. It's around this door handle as well. This is very odd. Let's see if any of it came on the inside. Nope. This is actually a pretty cool Jeep overall. I don't know exactly what the specs are on the Call of Duty edition, but it looks to be pretty loaded up. Fires right up. I was thinking maybe they put something in the gas tank to destroy the engine, and that is not the case. It runs perfectly fine. There is no noises. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is a vandalized Jeep. So this is owned by an insurance company. We know that it hasn't been tampered with by a third-party shop who fixed it up and is now just flipping it at the auction, which does happen. This is another one of those cars that just could be a really good deal. And this is probably the most expensive car in this lot, a Lamborghini Aventador. This one got hit hard, or this hit something hard. The frame is damaged, as you can see right there. We have a control arm broken off. It's got the awesome carbon ceramic brakes, so there's a very good possibility this car does get rebuilt. It's just worth a ton of money, but the parts on these are insane, and it looks like this is a Pirelli edition Aventador. This windshield's probably like $10,000, but it looks like the bulk of the accident was up front. Take a look at these guys right here. I don't know if this is some kind of roll bar situation that pops up when you get into a wreck. Comment down below. I have no clue what that is. The back end looks to be pretty intact. We have a ton of carbon fiber, of course, and this is the LP700-4. God, this thing was expensive when it came out, and this is a 2016 Aventador Pirelli edition. Amazing. 2011 Aston Martin Rapide. This was totaled out due to undercarriage damage, so it looks like a front-end collision. Maybe they ran something over and wiped out some of the coolers there, so who knows what the condition is of the engine. And it also looks like they sideswiped something here. This is a very expensive car to fix. It's very rare. You don't really see too many of these on the road. Used parts aren't readily available, but I've always liked these. They're a very long car, very muscular. You have your traditional Aston Martin styling, and take a look at the back seat area. Look at this. You have what looks to be a front seat. You have these unique bucket seats in the rear, not a ton of room, and then you have a gigantic center console in the back. So just a massive armrest here with some controls. And then you have this right here. Oh, and you get some DVDs with this one. So we get Up, excellent movie for the kids. Dark Knight Rising, not the best movie for the kids. And what is this? Joakim Noah on the Bulls. This is awesome. Some other, what do we got here? Some CDs and whatnot. You never know what you find in these cars. Kind of a little odd to find that in a Rapide, but take a look at the rest of this interior. A little outdated in the center console, but just leather wrapped everywhere. A fantastic suede or Alcantara or whatever headliner. Just gorgeous in here. All right, we started off with a Mercedes. We'll end with the Mercedes. I found a CLS, 91,000 miles, and it is listed as mechanical damage, but it does start right up. It runs really nicely. I looked underneath there. Nothing is leaking out. Yeah, it goes into gear. It will roll. Let's see, reverse, same thing, okay. So yeah, I'm not really sure exactly what's going on with this one. They pulled up this seat here as if they were looking for a flood, and everything is bone dry. There's no fuzzy corrosion on any of the wiring. And what's odd is that it had a sticker in here that said water flood damage, and now it's just simply mechanical. So kind of an oddball car. You definitely want to look at the Carfax on something like this. Do your research on the VIN number online. And this one could have been a flooded car. And then also they realized that it had some mechanical issues due to the flood. Actually sounds really good. These 550s can be tuned. These things move for sure. But yeah, this one looks like it could be a good buy for the right person like myself. All right, guys, that'll do it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed this one, and let me know in the comments section, what do you think of that Firebird? How much do you think that would cost to get fixed? The auction goes up in about a half hour, so let me know what you guys would pay for that car as well. With that being said, if you enjoyed the video, hit the thumbs up button, share the video, subscribe if you're new, hit that post notification bell thingy down there so you never miss another video, and most importantly, have an awesome day. I'll catch all of you in the next one.